Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Daily Fantasy Digest podcast, the all-inclusive podcast where we talk all things fantasy sports to help give you an edge. I am your host, Joe Beaver, and I'm back with another breakdown of today's main slate, 14-game main slate on June 21st, a Friday slate. Big slates always on Friday, so we're going to be happy to jump right into this slate as soon as possible. But I just want to go ahead and give a quick breakdown of last night's slate. Went decent. I wouldn't say it was incredible. Wouldn't say it was terrible. Just to be transparent, Dinger of the Day call didn't go as planned. Pitching, Jake Odorizzi was kind of chalking a lot of the cash games that I was in, roughly 50% owned, and kind of got absolutely shelled, to be honest. I ended off pivoting off of Framber Valdez and went with Zach Gallen, who pitched pretty well for his first outing. Stacked the Cubs and the Mets game, which was very well. Ended up having Javi Baez, who was in the video, hit a homer late in the game. But Dinger of the Day call, Michael Conforto, did not hit a homer. But we did have Jeff McNeil in there, who had a few hit a game, and then mentioned Pete Alonso as well, who did hit a homer as well. A mixture of those two, as well as the Angels guys, Pujols and Fletcher did fairly well. So I snuck into a few cash games, but I was in and out of another. So I'm looking to get back on track today with just an incredible day. Let's jump right into this main slate here. 14 games. It's a good one. Got a lot of top options here for pitching that I just want to get into. Let's jump into it. 4 guys above 10K: Strasburg, Buehler, Bauer, and Sale. Sale's going to be heavy chalk no matter what. 12K is just a little too expensive for me, so I don't think I'm going to be able to go there. I don't think I'm going to be going anybody above 10K because with how DFS has been going lately, getting anybody above 10K just sets you up for failure. I had Odorizzi last night at 10.5K, ended up putting up negative 0.3 points. I'm paying down for pitcher today. Favorite pitcher on the slate, SP1, Aaron Nola. I have a feeling Aaron Nola is going to be heavy chalk at 8K. It doesn't make any sense. The matchup against Miami is soft. I know he's had a few hiccups here against Atlanta and San Diego. Those were away games. He's back at home where he's been dominating this whole season. So I have very, very good confidence in Nola for this game. The K's are starting to jump up as well. So I'm very, very happy to roster Aaron Nola tomorrow as my SP1. Now, when it comes to SP2, you have a few options here, which I really want to jump into here. 3 options for me: Griffin Canning, Sonny Gray, and Eric Lawyer. Eric Lawyer at 6.1K is just a heavy GPP flyer play for me, but I'm torn between Canning and Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray's last outing against Milwaukee, pitched a gem, 30.1 points, 9 Ks, no earned, and that was away in Miller Park. And Canning going against St. Louis, has not faced St. Louis yet this entire season. Canning's been pretty well. He's got a high K upside, which I really like. And St. Louis has just been not who they used to be as of late. So for me, I'm going to go with Canning for the sake of this video and lean towards that side more for pitching. So this is what my pitching is going to look like tomorrow. I'm going very balanced with pitching. Not spending too much, not spending too little, because bat stacks that I really want to get into are going to be something that you're going to really want to afford here. Boston's going to be a chalky stack going up against Trent Thornton, but I'm very interested in the Texas Rangers. Hunter Pence and Joey Gallo on the injured reserve list, so that leaves a lot of open spots for a few guys that I'm really interested in. Very interested in Willie Calhoun, very interested in Nomar Mazar. Both hitting from the left side of the plate and just absolutely mash righties. Renato Lopez only throws fastball 80% of the time for the most part, and just gets destroyed. He's not a good pitcher by any means. So I see no way or no reason to fade him in any way, shape, or to fade any bats against him in any way, shape, or form. If you can fit Chu in as leadoff, is incredible play as well. And as well, Rougned Odor. Later on this video, if we can fit him in, we will. I think he's just incredible as well. And potentially DeShields or Guzman at first base, who's been heating up as of late. 3.7K for a stellar first baseman is just too cheap. Let's jump into the other bat stack that I want to get into here, and that is the Seattle Mariners. Baltimore's going to be pitching a bullpen game, so I really want to make it a priority here to get in some of these bats as they're going to be going up against a rookie Gil Martin after probably 1 or 2 innings. Domingo Santana and Tim Beckham are just locks for me. I don't see any way around playing them, and I don't see any reason how they don't put up incredible stat lines tomorrow. Domingo Santana, as of late, been heating up, hit 2 homers against Kansas City the other night. And then Tim Beckham, sort of just average for the most part, but anytime there's a lefty pitching, Beckham finds his way into the lineup. If you can as well, Malik Smith is a great play with that stolen base upside that we like to see. But not too many righties on Seattle right now. So pitching a lefty is quite key. But if we go ahead and look back here, Gil Martin's a lefty as well. So any righties that we can get, throwing 2 lefties at him is just going to be key. So let's go back here. I will definitely want you're going to have to make a choice tomorrow when it comes to outfielders because I recommend Willie Calhoun and Nomar Mazara are absolute locks for me tomorrow. If you want to fade Santana, that's completely fine to put somebody like Chu in, but I definitely recommend keeping those players. Elvis Andrus is another player I really like as well. If you can fit him in around Tim Beckham, that's definitely something I'd love to see for lineups tomorrow. But we'll plug Rougned Odor just for the sake of this video. I think that he's just a safe play in all formats. Now, just to mention another chalk of the night on another bad stack is going to be the Arizona Diamondbacks. They've just been on an incredible roll as of late. And this is the player that I really want to target tomorrow who has just incredibly good stats against the margin. That's Eduardo Escobar. He's been on an absolute roll lately. And I think that, he kind of picks up that slack that he's been having, that hasn't been going his way lately today. Another player that you could fit in if you have the salary relief is Ketel Marte, who's also been on an incredible roll. If you can fit him in, leaves you roughly 3,000 left. I think this is a good way to kind of diversify your lineup and be able to get 2 from each team in, which I recommend for most of my lineups. If you're playing GPPs, I recommend 4 or 5 guys per stack. But like I said, on this video, we always do play lower tier catchers, which I think is going to be easy tomorrow with somebody like Caleb Joseph here tomorrow going against Samardzija, or if you wanted to even go lower, you can go Sandy Leon. But Martin Maldonado is a great play. Leaves you 3,400 for a catcher. But if you wanted to just go even lower, somebody like Jeff Mathis against Reynaldo Lopez gives you 4,100. Jeff Mathis will play tomorrow, and any hit reaches value. So the moment you can play Jeff Mathis if he plays. If not, there's plenty other catching options. Like Danny Jansen tomorrow, 2,100, just a flyer play is still going to give you roughly 4,000. John Hicks going up against Bauer, Luke Mail, any of those guys are going to roughly give you $4,000 for first baseman. So keep that in mind tomorrow, as this average remaining salary says 3,000. But this is just the only reason that is because we haven't plugged in a catcher yet, and I always pay down for catcher. I don't think catcher is a spot that you really want to exploit a lot, and nor does anybody exploit. So I think paying down is just so easy because catchers usually hit bottom of the lineup. So unless you're targeting one in particular, I would always recommend paying down. This is roughly what my lineup's going to look like come lock tomorrow. I think Arizona, Seattle, and Texas are the teams to target. I'm a big fan of Ketel Marte, Eduardo Escobar, Tim Beckham, Calhoun, Mazara, and Domingo Santana. I think Texas is definitely the number 1 stack. So if you want to mess around with Elvis Andrus, Shin-Soo Choo, any of those other guys, by all means, they are all in play for me. Arizona going against Samardzija, who just serves straight fastballs as well. Ketel Marte, who, if we just look at the previous stats, 5,500 still doesn't even do justice. 18 to 14 to 28. He's been absolutely going off, hitting 305 with 20 homers. He's just somebody that you're going to want to lock into your lineup tomorrow. In all formats, as well as Eduardo Escobar. If you don't go Eduardo Escobar, you can go with somebody like Asdrubal Cabrera, and fit him into your lineup as well if you have the cap space. This is roughly what it's going to look like come tomorrow. Pitching for me is Aaron Nola and Griffin Canning, and then, like I said, 2 from Arizona, 2 from Seattle, and 2 from Texas. Texas being my favorite stack, then Arizona, then Seattle. In that order, for most part, is priority. But on this channel, we do a dinger of the day call. We're 2-2 on this week. I'm going to be making my call here of Willie Calhoun is going to be the dinger of the day for tomorrow. Hitting usually in the 5th spot for Texas. Going up against Reynaldo Lopez, I have a feeling that he's just going to absolutely send one deep in the first 2 or 3 innings. doesn't seem unlikely for me that he's going to do that. So I'm very heavily on Texas tomorrow as my favorite stack. Like I said, Seattle, I find value here in Tim Beckham and Domingo Santana. You can always go with somebody lower on Texas as well if you'd like. But then I definitely recommend paying up in Arizona at Ketel Marte and Eduardo Escobar just to, kind of diversify your lineup. I'm very happy with this build so far. This is pretty much what my lineup's going to look like come lock tomorrow. Very happy with how this turned out with the pitching and how the bats lined up. Just pay down for catcher and you'll have plenty of room for a first baseman. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and leave a like and a comment. It really helps me out. Subscribe on YouTube and Apple Podcasts if you haven't already. Please go ahead and follow me on Twitter at @FantasyDigest_. We'll be doing a giveaway for some merch coming up here in a little bit, as well as a new series that should be launching next week. So stay tuned for that and stay tuned for more breakdowns for the rest of this week. We're going to be just, pumping out free content here, doing whatever we can. So yeah, if you have any questions about a lineup before a lock, go ahead and tweet us on Twitter, shoot us a DM. We'll answer it in as fast as we can. Love interacting with everybody who's been showing some support as of late. So yeah, this is exactly what my lineup's going to look like come lock tomorrow. Hope everybody has some good luck and wins some money. And until next time, peace.